Why do some men make motherhood so hard for women? The homemaker gender role is an enslavement to women and motherhood. Over time, a lot of men have been groomed to believing that the responsibility of bringing up a child, nurturing a child, catering for a child should be heaped on women alone. Catering for a child alone as a mom in a marriage or a single mother without a present father is tough and draining. Parenting is a lifetime job on its own that requires a paycheck.
Parenting is not easy, and then being a single parent, I promise you I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I wouldn't. First of all, children need both parents. Boys and girls, I don't care. You need both of your parents. If you're not living in the same household, you still need both. Regardless of whether your relationship works out, that has nothing to do with the kid. You still have to show up, both parents, for that child. Yeah, it's hard. It's tough. Especially me being a boy mom. Mm-hmm. I need the man. Right. Mm-hmm. I can't teach him how to be a man. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to be a man. Mm-hmm. That was the hardest struggle for us, because when he was becoming a man, he's looking at me like, you can't tell me anything. What can you tell me? You're a girl. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just the dynamic it gets a little difficult in the young adult years.
Motherhood is a huge job description that isn't meant for one parent alone, but both parents and a village.
Really believe that mothers and children are like a forgotten species in our modern day society. Like, you become a mom and then suddenly you're like pushed out. Go find your mommy and me group. Go figure it out on your own. And we'll see you when you can be productive again.
The job of being a mother, it feels a lot for one person because it was never meant to be for one person.
Exactly.
It was meant for a village.
A village
was like, mothers and children are like a forgotten species in our modern day society. There is no lie at all in her statement. The patriarchal system is a culprit here. They succeeded in making women slaves to men and teaching men to view women and treat them as slaves as well.
Stop crying. It won't do any good. And anyway, you have a lot of work to do starting right now.
I don't know which party my wife belongs to, but she belongs to my kitchen and my living room and the other room.
Oh my God! Wow!
A lot of men see women as slaves for cleaning, cooking, homemaking, and also their baby making machine to keep their lineage going. Due to this mindset and the teachings that have been instilled in men by the society, a lot of men have refused to participate in active parenting and domestic chores.
What whole thing?
Why don't the women want to cook and clean for the men anymore?
Because they're tired, bro. They have to go to work every day. That's not hard.
They're tired?
Yeah, they gotta go to work every day, just like you.
What are they tired of?
Of working. It's not hard. I mean, that shouldn't even be like, I don't even understand the question. Like, they're tired. Aren't you tired when you get home from work?
They're working every day, so they're tired. That's why I don't want to cook or clean.
Yeah. You think I want to work 8 hours and then come home and then cook and clean? I mean, I do it because I have to. I have 5 children. But yeah, I mean,
do you have a woman right now?
What's that?
Do you have a woman right now?
I've been married for over 20 years.
Okay. Does your wife work?
Yeah, absolutely.
What are the roles in a marriage?
What are you talking about, roles? Everybody does what they have to do.
Well, okay. What do you do? What does she do?
For a living?
No, in the house for the marriage. What do you guys do? What are your roles?
Well, I don't understand the question. She does what needs to be done that day if she has time to do it, and if she doesn't, I do it. And I do what needs to be done that day, and if I don't have time to do it, she does it. But roles, I don't know what
how do you not know what roles are in a marriage? You're married for 20 years. You guys don't have any roles?
Because those don't exist. Teamwork makes the dream work, friend. We a team. Ain't no roles.
What do you mean there ain't no roles?
It's not that hard to understand. You said, why do women not want to cook and clean? They're tired. They have to go to work.
Okay.
I answered that question.
Okay.
You said, what are your roles? I said, we're a team.
If there's something that needs to be built in the house, who builds it? You or your wife?
Depends on what it is.
What do you mean depends on what it is?
Like if it's a toy for the kids, you know what I'm saying? My wife's better at putting stickers on, so she builds it. But if we're talking about
that's not building nothing, man.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Stickers on something? You've lost it.
It's still a task. But my wife's an interior designer, so she can build anything.
I ain't got time for no foolishness. He gone.
Men don't take cognizance of the struggles and trauma that comes with pregnancy, childbirth, and postpartum depression. Women go through a lot, from the process of carrying the unborn child to pushing the child out, nurturing the baby, catering for the entire family and the man too. No job description out there can be compared to this workload.
What, baby? This is the side of being a special needs mom that people don't like to talk about.
Being a mom is hard. Until you become a mother, nobody understands what it takes. The late nights, early mornings, going days without sleep, not eating because you are too busy taking care of your baby. Whether you have help or not, a mother's work is never done. No matter what you do, it's almost always not enough. Every wrong thing that happens in the house, it's your fault. Laundry is not done, it's your fault. Kids woke up late, it's your fault. Dinner is not made, it's your fault. The house is not clean, it's your fault. Please, men, be kind to your wives, and children, be kind to your mother.
This is a wake-up call to the dads out there. Your partner, the mother of your children, is not doing okay. She's not an angry mom. She is drowning. She's overwhelmed. She's burned out. She's doing everything she can, and you're not helping enough. You're not pulling your weight. How do I know that? Because I used to be that clueless husband, that clueless partner. She needs your help.
What men don't understand is nobody cooks for her, nobody cleans for her, nobody makes her meals, nobody does her laundry, nobody makes sure she's okay, nobody caters to her. A woman is always instantly looked at as someone who needs to take care of everyone. But who takes care of her? She deserves a man who can take some of that weight off her shoulders and be her peace, because she gets tired.
Let's remember how to take care of our moms. Yeah. They need rest. They need proper nutrition. They need help. They need love. They need loving touch. They to just help them through this transition from woman to mother.
You have no idea the weight she carries on her shoulders. No one understands the mental strength it takes to be a mother. You cannot rest your mind because it continues day and night. Your mind is constantly awake, thinking, planning, strategizing on how to run the family and make sure your kids are okay. They don't understand that after birth comes the real deal, and it never ends. It causes insecurity, anxiety, and depression.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Sorry.
They don't understand that even in tears, you never have time to really stop and take care of yourself. Motherhood is 100 jobs at once. You become the planner, the manager, the technician, the cook, the babysitter, and more. You can name it. The list goes on and on. To all the moms out there who are struggling, trying to find peace, trying to get through, you are a superwoman.
Who am I anymore? I can't remember the last time somebody used my name and not mom.
I love being mom most of the time. I love these kids all of the time, but I've forgotten what it means to have fun. I've forgotten what it feels like to have energy at the end of the day, or even the beginning of it. What happened to my hopes and dreams and fears and uniqueness? Sometimes all that's left are my triggers. There's always something that needs to be done, and yet it feels like nothing is ever done. When he comes home, he wants to talk, but I have nothing interesting to say, and I used to have so much. It's all become a blur. Sometimes I get a moment, but I don't know what to do with it. I can't remember the last time I belly laughed or created something from start to finish. I can't remember what it's like to try something new. I've forgotten how to let go. When I do let go, it all piles up, or my anxiety steals my joy. The guilt and the shame stops me too. I want to feel like me again. I do, but
mothers don't break, but they're broken right now. We're constantly on top of our kids because that is a societal expectation that we have to intensively parent our children at the expense of our own mental health. And we also have to be completely on as workers. Again, we're in this hustle culture where you're constantly driving at work. And so if you're a working woman, you have these two huge expectations that you basically have to meet, and it's exhausting.
I want to say this to the men so y'all can better understand what's really going on with us women. We are mentally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually exhausted in motherhood, okay? The domestic labor falls on us, and we know that society goes by traditional roles, so a lot of the household deeds fall on the women. But for us we constantly have to be attentive to what our children need when they're sick, when they look like they're about to become sick, their education, their emotional well-being, them learning, their coping skills. This is all of everything that we are paying attention to. On top of loving our children, we're trying to find spaces to be able to love ourselves. On top of trying to create safety for our children, we're looking for safety and security within ourselves. And sometimes because of all of the expectations and obligations and burdens and the load on us, we can't find that safety. So we turn to our partner, and sometimes in our partner, because they resent us so much for the transitions that we have faced in our motherhood, we can't find safety with them as well. So you have to be able to extend some type of grace. And that's what we mean when we say we want to be seen, we want to be heard, we want to be understood, we want to be validated. We need you all because we understand that mentally, psychologically, men and women are not the same. We understand that, but as a partner, we need you to try to step into our shoes, see it through our eyes, hear it through our ears, feel it through our heart, so you can better understand where we are coming from.
It takes a good person, a good man that has humanity in him to understand what women are going through. Marriage is supposed to be a teamwork, not a master and slave kind of relationship. You can't claim to love someone and subject the person to torture and unending house chores and domestic work. You can't claim to love someone and you watch the person's mental health go down the drain without wanting to do anything. Marriage is partnership. You both are supposed to come together and find a way around how to make things better for the both of you, how to make life easier for your family, not making one person the slave and the other person the king. I believe men are smart, men are intelligent. If you can go to your work and get work done, I believe your senses are intact and you can use them. So bring that same energy, that same common sense you use at work, apply it in your house. There are a lot of things to be done. You don't need a woman to tell you what to do. Just put on your thinking cap and make the workload easier for your wife or your significant other.
If you are a dad and you have access to paid parental leave and you choose not to take it, you are part of the problem. And I'm saying paid parental leave, not unpaid, but if you have access to paid parental leave as a man and a father and you choose not to take it for fear of how that will look or how it might impact your career, you are part of the problem. You are part of the reason the motherhood penalty exists. When men and fathers choose not to take advantage of these things, it negatively impacts women and mothers. Women oftentimes are penalized for having children because they leave the workforce, they lose out on experience, even if just for a short period of time, even if it's just 8 weeks, they get looked at differently for doing so. And oftentimes men will opt out of taking paid parental leave so that they don't have those same repercussions. They do not want to be viewed in a different light at work. They don't want to be penalized for taking time off. But by them doing that, it will continually push women down and lift men up.
Here to tell you why being a stay-at-home mother is more difficult than working a job. I'm not sitting here trying to justify why being a stay-at-home mother is a job. We already know it is. If I didn't do it, I'd be paying someone to do it. And I don't even want to see comments of people being like, oh, you literally sit home and spend your husband's money and you watch after kids and you babysit and you do dishes. Like, shut up. This is why it's more mentally exhausting, okay? And first of all, I've worked a job before. I've been on salary. I managed over 50 adults. It felt like glorified babysitting. At the end of the day, it was not more mentally exhausting. I've pulled 14-hour days. I quit my job because that plus being a mother was way too much.
And therein lies the problem and the biggest misunderstanding of the invisible load. Asking a woman to tell you what needs to be done is like looking at a burning house and waiting for her to put the hose in your hand before you start fighting the fire. In essence, you're now asking the woman to be your manager, which actually creates the opposite effect of adding to her mental load. Look, working towards more equal division of labor doesn't need to be hard. All it requires is that you use your eyes and your common sense. Instead of asking her, what do you need me to do? Or just tell me what to do. Try this instead. Block off 1 hour. Walk into every room of the house. Look around. Use your eyeballs. And for everything that you see that is amiss, go ahead and take that next step. If the dinner needs to be cooked and your wife is clearly busy with the kids, go ahead and make dinner. You do not need for your wife or your girlfriend or your partner to tell you these things. That is not the problem. The problem is that the woman is acting on these things without being told because she has assumed the mental load and the mental labor of the house. And that is why women are burnt out. If we truly want to end this problem, then men have to start stepping up and taking on that proactive role of anticipating the needs of the house and the family. The invisible load of women is hugely mental. It's the feeling that you've already done a million things, but there are still 2 million other things left on the to-do list. And we need our partners to know what is on that to-do list without asking us. Be observant and proactive. Look around, notice what needs to be done, and just do it. You don't need to ask, you don't need her to tell you. The moment both men and women can anticipate the needs of the household and the family and act on all of them on an equal level, that is the day that invisible labor ends. Until then, men, you gotta step up.
Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and if you're interested in knowing why men see women as slaves and why a lot of men get married, click this video here. Thank you for watching and bye.